And I believe we're live. Welcome to the Raindance Film Festival and to the Q&A for the film Punta Sacra with its director, Francesca Mazzoleni, who kindly is joining us from Rome. Hi, Francesca.
Hi.
I'm Miki La Rosa, film curator and writer, and it's my pleasure to be hosting this discussion for the film Punta Sacra, which had its debut at Neon Vision du Réal in Switzerland in April, where it won Best Feature Film in the International Feature Film Competition, and it's subsequently played at Krakow and Reykjavik film festivals. And now it's here with us at Raindance. Francesca, let's start with you. You graduated 5 years ago from the Centro Sperimentale di Cinematography in Rome, which is an excellent film school, notorious film school in Rome. And you directed a mixture of narrative and documentary films ever since, before making your feature debut with Succede, which was based on a novel. Now you bring us this documentary feature. So was it always a plan for you to to work in both narrative and documentary features?
Yeah, I think so, because I'm really interested to this kind of connection between styles. So in a narrative film, like in Succede, I used, for example, a lot of improvisation with actors. And in this film, I've used all the cinemas, narrative cinemas instruments to create this narration. So I think that this kind of connection, it's very beautiful and bring a lot of reality in films. So when I found for the first time this area in Rome, the Idroscalo of Ossia, that is the place where Punta Sacra is set. I thought, which is the best way to tell this story? Maybe a film, maybe a TV series, or a documentary, a narrative documentary. So I talked a lot with the people, and then I decided.
Did you ever think that it might be better to do a narrative feature describing the Idroscalo people?
Yeah, for for a short period, because I think that there is a great way to write films using real stories and real characters. In last years in Italy, we had some example that like Jonas Carpignano films A Chambra, that was beautiful, and
Yes.
he used the real people of this place, but there was a script, and I like this kind of experiment. Then I decided to do a narrative documentary, but I think that there was a possibility also to do a narrative film there.
And how did you come about with the story for the documentary?
I found this place 8 years ago, so many years ago, and I discovered this crazy place near Rome that is called Idroscalo. It's in the Tiber month. You have the our river on the left and the sea in front, and I found this family, Franca's family, the grandmother of this community.
Yes.
And she told me that she really wanted to tell the story of that community. She wanted to do this. So this was the first idea for me, creating a story with the people, not by myself. So we started to talk a lot about it. And after 8 years, I found a good moment to stay in the place for a month, and so I did this shooting with them. And another important thing is that the place, this place, it was used by films, movies in Italy. They use it to shoot there a lot of things because it's beautiful. It's a rare place in Rome, but no one decided to tell the story of the people. So it was used only like for the setting, for a setting. This is one of the reason for me to do a film there. And it was always portrayed negatively, like a place of criminality and degradation. And I wanted to show another part of this place, that was the beauty, the magic, the poetry. And this is one of the reasons for me.
And definitely Franca is the lead, kind of the lead character in the story, and it's a community totally run by women. So is it a fair question to ask, where are the men and what is their role in this little society?
Yeah, it's a matriarchal society, and the men usually they work all day, and it's beautiful because if you go there by chance, you find only women, and they usually talk about politics, and they are leading everything there. So I found this family that this beautiful woman, Franca. It's the grandmother of four children, and I started to work with them, and I think that this kind of power of women was beautiful for this film, and they, especially Franca, that is fighting for her home since years and years. And this beauty for me was one of the reasons why I decided to tell this story, especially for her dignity. I found that she is a woman with open to other to strangers, and with a big dignity and purity, and also conviviality. That is a value that I found in this place, and that we don't have so much in our middle class society. In this community, I found.
Well, Francesca, this is definitely a poor neighborhood, but to me, these are these are very rich people. You know, they have each other. They throw parties. They make Christmas trees out of ladders. They really know how to live. So is this how you see them too?
Yeah.
As in our own way, as rich people.
Yeah. Rich of other kind of values that are obviously no money, but conviviality and creativity. Their homes are always open to everyone, and this thing, it's great, and it's also a multi-ethnic integrated community. So I think that they are a sort of an example for the rest of Rome, and for other families and classes. I think that it's the first time that someone tell this kind of story at the Scala, because there is a bad reputation really about this place. And in last month, many people came to me, ask me to bring them to their Scala, because they want to know these people now, and this is great for me. This is exactly what I wanted from this film. To open mind.
Yes, and in tone, because it's a very observational. In tone, this reminds me of the beautiful fly on the wall documentary Fuoco a Mare, Fire at Sea, by Gianfranco Rosi, which won every kind of award going and was nominated for an Oscar as well. First of all, are you scared of the comparison? And how important was it for you to let the action carry on as normal? So, for example, why did you not interview people like a normal documentary maker would do?
Yeah, I love Rosi, Gianfranco Rosi very much, especially one of his first film that it was about a community, and it was great. Also for Camare, obviously, and I had few rules, very few rules for this film. One of these was following chaos of everyday life, and not using classical interviews. And I think that this kind of formalist, this kind of aesthetic approach to documentary, it's not a risk, but for me was the best way to represent this kind of beauty. So aesthetic approach for me, it's like a sort of political act for this film. And we use it to I think that it was important for people to go inside their life, truly inside their life. So I wanted to bring people inside the houses, and we were only 3 people in our crew, and this was very important for this kind of style to be invisible. And so this is one of the reasons, because narrative, totally narrative documentary, it's for me it's the best way, and I love it. I love this kind of documentary. Also Roberto Minervini movies were very important for me, Louisiana, and all these movies. So I think that this is the reason.
And conversations flow naturally because of the way you shot the film. It's like they don't even know that the camera is there.
Yeah.
There is a great sense of intimacy that comes out of it because you're using this kind of style. So did you have to get to know the locals very well before they allowed you to do this?
Yeah, and I spent time to decide which kind of characters, which kind of them could be characters of my films, because this was an important choice. Some of the people were not able to stay in front of camera, and for other I found the right way to talk with them and to find some tricks maybe to allow this kind of intimacy. But the most important things was always to talk before the shooting. I made this film with them. I asked them every day, what you gonna do tomorrow or today or this afternoon? Okay, let's do it together. Is there a party? Okay, perfect. So we are going to shoot a party tonight. And maybe I found something. I recreate some scenes, but there were scenes that I've seen before. So everything you can see in this film, it's really true, and it's something that it's real.
Great. Before I ask you a couple of last questions, let me just ask the audience, if you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A box, not in the chat box, so that I'll be able to read them before we conclude with Francesca. Now, Francesca, we've got to talk about the amazing cinematography by Emanuele Pasquet.
Yeah.
I mean, it really translates well the mood of the place, the ambience of Idroscalo. I know that you two worked together on the short 1989. Is that when you met at Centro Sperimentale?
Yeah, exactly. we made this short film that was our degree at the film school. And I think that now it's one of the best cinematographer that we have in Italy, and is very, very, very young. And it's also a friend. So this was very important for me for this kind of documentary, because we had a great connection, and during the scenes we have some tricks to communicate to each other, and to move the camera without saying nothing, being invisible. This kind of connection was very important with him, and he made a work. Beautiful work. We made all the the shooting during the twilight. Every day we shoot during the twilight. It was very important for us. This kind of limbo also in the photography. And yeah, so we use only 2 lenses, for example, 35 millimeters and a grand angle for the landscape. We had few rules, and we worked very hard every day, maybe just spending time with the community without shooting. This was another important things. Maybe we spent 10 hours with them, with people, and only 1 or 2 hours to shoot.
Great. And I noticed that you thanked Daniele Lucketti in your credits, who is one of the great Italian directors, who is a Raindance currently with Lacci, Ties in English. So how come you thanked him? Did he help you get the film off the ground, or what was his input in the film?
He is my master, is my professor from the Centro Sperimentale since now. And I learned a lot of things by him. So it's one of the, it's a friend, and it's a great master. And he saw this film during the editing, and he gave me a lot of advice. Yeah,
that's
so.
very, very good to know. I think it's a good time to open it up to the audience, and we've got a question here from the wonderful Danielle. What was the initial reaction of the Idroscalo community when you approached them about being filmed? Yeah. Good question there.
Yeah, good question. I found a lot of suspicion. It's right, yeah. Okay. Because our media and journalists used to tell these bad things about the area, this terrible reputation that helps the authorities to justify the eviction of the families. So when for the first time I went there with my camera, they told me to go away in another area, poor area of the city, because they didn't want another journalist, another person. And then after many months, I explained that my aim was totally different, and I wanted to work with them, and so it was not so easy at the beginning.
And to actually describe the life of the community, and
exactly,
not for any other intent.
Exactly. And then Franca helped me a lot, because she she understood since the beginning these things, and helps me to know other person in the community, and to tell them that I was the right person to do this work, and they should trust me.
So Francesca, I think we should conclude with one more question. So this community battles the elements, which is represented by the sea. It battles authorities on a daily basis because they are unauthorized buildings, and it battles the property developers. So what do you think the future holds for this community?
Yeah, I hope that I don't know how much cinema is able to communicate with reality in this moment of our life and our heart. I don't know. I am asking these things every day of my life in last month, and I hope that somehow this film could help to create another kind of connection between the area and the authorities, because the thing that I don't like is that there is no communication with them. Our authorities are deciding everything without knowing the area. So I hope, obviously, that this community could stay there for the rest of their life, but maybe our state should help them, because obviously it's a poor area, but it could be beautiful without really without nothing. So there are many missing rights, and I hope that they will start to listen to people who is living there since 60 years. That are a lot. So.
Well, thank you very much, Francesca. I think I speak for everybody who's seen the film when I say it was a fantastic watch. It's shot brilliantly, and it's an important subject. So thank you very much for bringing that to the UK, to the Raindance Film Festival, and best of luck with the journey of the film from now on. If you're a member of the audience and you enjoyed Punta Sacra or any other films within the festival, then please consider donating £5 towards it so that we can get back into cinemas next year. There is a big red donate button on the webpage, or you can go on to raindance.org/donate. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks again to Francesca, and see you next time. I've been Miki La Rosa, film curator and writer. See you.